A number one item that we should all be stocking up on right now. Let's discuss. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another coffee rant with Dano and Frank, the Patriot Bald Eagle. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope everybody is indoors in the AC. It is so hot out here, guys. It's ridiculous. We're going to talk about the number one, probably obvious. You've probably already guessed it before I mention it here, but we're going to talk about many reasons why it is important to stock up on water. Guys, we need to make sure that we got plenty of water. It is hot. I mean, it is crazy, stupid hot. Stupid hot. We always talk about stocking up on things on the channel here, and the number one thing is I've realized over the last couple days, I'm glad that we have a good stock of water. We always buy it when it's on sale, make sure that we're well stocked. And one thing, I was kind of sitting out on my balcony this morning, and I was like, wow, we were seeing Amazon drivers and UPS drivers and just all kinds of different guys driving by. A couple different ones, I asked if they needed a water. And both of them said no, that they had plenty. And I tried to force it on them. I'm like, guys, it's going to get hot. I know you're out here working. It's hot out here. You want to make sure that you stay hydrated. And both of them were just, they had plenty of water, I guess. And they were very thankful and thoughtful. But everybody may not be that way. Let's share some of what we have. If you're out driving around, you see somebody walking, it could be very easy to fall into a heat stroke out here. I mean, it's crazy hot. People don't think about it. Some people don't think about it. I see people walking around, they don't have any water. It's 100 degrees almost. It might as well be. I know with the heat index today, I think it's going to be 101. That's crazy. We got a high of 96 here. Me and Jessica went out yesterday. And we have a video coming out tomorrow. We take on our daily vlog. We go have lunch at Ford's Garage, and then we do a little shopping at Home Goods. Well, Jessica started getting overheated, and I said, we had plenty of water, and she had her little fan on her and everything, but it's nice being near places that have air conditioning out in the public. Make sure that you're close to a place that has air conditioning, and don't be afraid to take a break just to go in, maybe walk around, find somewhere to sit for a minute, just to get some of that AC, because this is no joke, guys. Some of the hottest weather I think we've ever had in June. And, I'll tell you, you just want to make sure that it's nice to have, I know some people I think it's always a good idea to have some extra bottled water, just something to take on the go, or just for handing out to people. You don't have to buy the most expensive water, but it's good to have. We need to start doing things like this. I'm sure a lot of you out there are. We have a lot of awesome people on the channel here that I'm sure you guys do the same thing. But I mean, even the postal worker, boy, I can't talk today. Offer them water. And if they refuse it because they're just being nice or something, offer it again. It's like, you don't want to make it like, oh, I'm just saying this to be nice, or something. No, I'm serious. I've got plenty. Have one, have two. You're out here working. I know what it's like to work outside. Years ago, I did a lot of work outdoors, and I would work outdoors all summer long. And it was, and I always had a cooler of water and Gatorade and stuff like that to get some of the electrolytes that you need, to stay hydrated, because it really is no joke. So really, I guess this whole video was really based on a public service message, just reminding everybody we have a pretty big audience on here, and just reminding everybody that just because you may be well stocked on these things, and that could be an opportunity for you to do something very nice for someone. If you're driving by, you see somebody sitting at the bus stop and they look like they're ready to pass out, I mean, have one on hand. Even if it's not cold, even if it's not ice cold, it's still better to drink water, just to get the water back in your body. Because if you're sweating like crazy, I sweat a lot. I have to drink a lot of water or I will pass out. I mean, that's just how it is. But yeah, just wanted to put this out here because some people may forget about it. And this is kind of a reminder that, hey, you know what? Let's take care of our workers out here. Some of these people doing all this construction and everything out here right now, we were going to Ford's Garage yesterday, and that is in Oakley, which is on the east side of town. It's kind of close to Hyde Park, so if you live around Hyde Park, and let me know down in the comments if you've ever eaten at Ford's Garage. We do like a full review of our lunch at Ford's Garage for tomorrow morning's video, so make sure you're subscribed down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button right now. Let's help spread these videos out as far as we can. We do appreciate it. It helps us grow. But we're driving out there, and anyway, if you live in Cincinnati, you know the Norwood Lateral westbound is closed right now. So we took the Norwood Lateral going eastbound, okay, toward Hyde Park, and the construction workers out. I'm sure they have plenty of water, but I'm just thinking to myself, it is 100 degrees. It is like 100 degrees. And, it's Friday, they're out working and everything. I hope that they're all staying very hydrated. Like, I almost feel like that might have been a day that maybe they should have taken off work, and I understand, you got deadlines and stuff like that, but you know what, the risk far outweighs the reward here, and I just feel like, it's crazy to think about, because when you're in your ice cold car, you're like, whew, boy, I feel great. And then you look at all these people that are out walking around and stuff. Like, okay, for instance, there's this guy, he's been walking around the neighborhood and everything. He's out here walking all day. Like, I don't know, we see him all the time. He's walking up and down the streets, and it's like, he didn't have any water on him. And it's like, I was kind of like, keeping my eye up the street just in case, it looked like maybe he started panting or something, it was like, it's just, I understand you get your exercise, and some people can probably handle it pretty good, but you know what? I feel like whether you can handle it good or not, that's when things happen, It's like when you feel like you're on top of it and you know that you can do this, that's when something bad can happen. Knock on wood, nothing does, I just, it's too hot to be out doing that, and it's like if you have to be outside, or like if you're just, you're just wanting to go outside and walk around, find a shaded area. Stay out of the sun. I mean, it's hard to breathe out there. It's like I go outside the door, it's literally like stepping into an oven. Now, not to spoil everything with tomorrow's video, but we do talk about the heat a lot. And, how we have to stay hydrated. And Jessica gives a little bit of speech in that video of how she's had heat exhaustions and stuff like that in the past. And the things that she does to prevent those said heat exhaustions and stuff. It's like Jess is one of them people. She's very fair-skinned, and it's like she can't take too much sun. It can really take it out of her. So, just want to be careful. I mean, it's no joke. It's no joke. I know when I was younger, it's like, I was always mindful of what could happen. There was me and my mom. I was very young. I was riding around with my mom. She had to go to the bank. It was a very hot day, and we go around to the bank. She goes through the drive-through, and this lady comes running, and my mom threw the car and drive, like didn't know what was going on, but the lady runs around to the bank, and she goes up to the window, and she's banging on the window, and she's like, help, does anybody know CPR? And my mom knows CPR. She knows all that stuff. And she runs out of the car. She's like, I do. And we run around. And there's this guy laying on the ground. Now, I believe it was a heart attack. Okay, I believe he had a heart attack. But it was an extremely hot day. And I still believe to this day that the heat could have aided in that. And I always think of that, as I grew up into my late teens, early 20s, working outside and doing all that stuff. I always thought to myself, like, always have water on you. Always be close to somewhere. If you start to feel any kind of exhaustion in the heat, if you feel dizzy at all, if you feel like you feel weak, or any kind of weird feeling, anything that feels unnatural, get inside somewhere. There's plenty of places to get inside and get some AC, even just a fan, if you got a fan. But and he survived, by the way. He did. I mean, it was was epic to watch. And my mom had told me to stay in the car. Of course, that was hard to do. And she was giving him CPR, and the other lady had to give him mouth to mouth. I believe it's been a long time, but yeah, he he made it to the hospital. He made it through. He actually called my mom like a few days later, thanking her and praising God and everything of him able to survive because of that. But I've always had that in the back of my head that, you know what, extreme heat. And, you know, people were talking about that, like he probably had a heat stroke or heat exhaustion. I do believe it was a heart attack. I'll have to ask my mom. But I was very young. And this story of heat exhaustion and everything, it's always stuck with me. And I thought I should just put a message out here as a reminder to not only look out for yourself, but look out for your neighbors as well. Look out for your neighbors as well, because, you know, a simple gesture of giving someone a water, you might prevent them from having a heat stroke or some kind of heat, some kind of heat problem. You know, something that, you know, because there's other things that can happen other than just heat stroke. You know, I mean, I guess it could all tie in together. Not really too sure on that, but let us know down in the comments any stories that you've had, you know, that dealing with heat. You know, I'm sure a lot of us have stories of maybe friends or family of friends, you know, different things that have happened. And it's good to get these messages out here every now and then. I know this isn't like a traditional coffee rant, but it's something I really wanted to talk about because I started thinking of all these things. I thought about the guy who had a heart attack, or heat stroke fell into a heart attack. It could have been one or the other. That was another day that I remembered, like it was 90 something degrees outside. I mean, it was very hot. And, you know, just seeing everybody, all the hard workers, all the Amazon workers that are coming to your home, all the UPS, all the postal workers, the mail carriers, you know, offer them water. And don't just say, hey, you want a water? You know, really offer it, to have it in your hand. Like, hey, buddy, I got a gift for you. Like, you know, and it's like, and you'll feel rewarded from that because, you know, you're helping, you know, you're helping somebody. And I think that we need to start doing these things more and more. I'm always that way, and I'm sure most people are. You know, I think most people look at the world and they're just like, oh, all these people, they don't want to help each other. They don't want to do nothing. Honestly, I'm one of those people that still believe that there's more good people out here than bad. So do your part, share some of your good fortune, you know. I mean, that's how I look at it. I'm always sharing, you know, if I can. If I have it, then yeah, by all means. If I can, and I keep a few extra in the car. And like I said, it may be hot. I may not remember to bring a cooler with me or something like that, although on these kind of days you should. But like I said, you know, look around, be aware of your surroundings. You know, you see somebody out walking, you know, a lot of people take the bus. You know, a lot of people take the bus around here, you know. Cars and everything else are so expensive right now. It's like, it's daggone near impossible with all the prices going up on car insurance and all that stuff. A lot of people take the bus or they just don't want to drive. And that's fair. And also, you know, I mean, you got AC on the bus and you may not be thinking, you know, it's like I'm going to the store. Just get on the bus, get off, and then something as simple as walking maybe a quarter mile could be devastating in heat like this. So just throwing this message out here. Everybody be aware, you know, spread this message. Feel free to share our videos to your social media. You know, I know a lot of people do, and we do appreciate it. It does help our channel grow, but more importantly, we're getting these messages out here so that everybody is in the know of things going on. Guys, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great night.